Hey guys, it's time. More liquid marketplace ordeals, more mess. So, starting out here, I'd just like to say that they banned someone from their Discord because that individual sent me some screenshots. Pretty funny, right? Looks like they're shutting down their Discord, speaking of, because according to them, it's too negative. Imagine that. Ryan and the guys who claim they are transparent and open to answering any questions, no matter how difficult, now don't want their customers bringing up concerns together, apparently. Or maybe they don't like answering questions in writing because they can be easily criticized by people like myself. Maybe it's because the platform looks less real when less than 10 people show up to their Q&As on there. This supposedly huge platform that can sell out fractional shares on all these collectibles somehow only has a handful of participating members. It's really strange. 18 people signed up for their raffle, which is pretty amazing since all they had to do was leave a Google review. The people in the Discord who are concerned and fell for this crap initially, the same ones who have and are seeing the issues in the Discord itself, seem to be they're trying to rope them back in for more by offering to match some deposits. Yeah, the company that the owner has to sell a booster box to help fund the company itself. His own personal booster box that he didn't want to let on was his until it was very obviously his. They didn't. I don't think they even ended up selling that out. I think it just disappeared from existence. Again, this is a super large company, super reliable company that definitely is not going to go anywhere. Had to try to sell out a booster box break and couldn't. So that's the type of platform. I think we got a little bit of an illusion going on here where the company is supposed to. They want to make it look bigger than it is. Again, guys, this is all just my opinion. This is what I'm seeing. If you guys see anything else, I would love to hear it, because this is kind of this is kind of ridiculous. It's crazy that I'm still going on about this stuff. I appreciate you guys for still watching it, but there's still people dumping their money into this, and I think it's good to hear some different opinions other than the spiel from Ryan, the same garbage spiel that he gave me, the same garbage spiel that he gave to the other reporters and anyone that he talks to at any point. It's the same. It might as well be copy paste. Send me a paragraph. This is what Ryan thinks. Everything is a mess. Again, guys, if you watch the other videos, you can clearly see that, and they always want to blame it on the market. They think they want to shift everything to it's the market's fault. There's nothing they could do, but that's not it. The people are upset about the platform itself being difficult to retrieve your money. It's easy to put your money in, not so easy to take your money out, not the market. So anytime anyone brings up a concern, that seems to be the new go-to. They'll say, oh, well, it's not our fault. The market is just extra shitty. It's collectibles in general. It's not our fault that we sold tokens on a bunch of stuff that was record prices. So yeah, we're not blaming it on that. We're going to focus on the platform itself. The fact that it's kind of it looks to be a whole lot of not what it seems, not what they're letting on that it is. They'll blame all the simple stuff that should be implemented, should be present on the platform from the get-go, like withdrawing money should be very easy to do so. But that's just because it's in beta. Any platform like this, regardless of how beta, how alpha you want to call it, when you can't withdraw money, that should be a key feature of the platform itself. That, or if you're going to say that it's difficult to give timelines on things that are going to auction, which you should clearly have a timeline on, that's all stuff that should be included right from the get-go. It makes no sense that you can use that as an excuse. You're full of crap. You're absolutely full of crap. So when you can't withdraw money, when they hold tokens back, they've said that they have, as we saw in the last video. I would assume probably a lot of them, maybe even most of them. Who knows, because we can't exactly see those numbers. But remember, Ryan told us there's no advantage to them trading on the platform. Everyone that can see the back end of things, everyone can see who owns what tokens, how many tokens are being held back, etc. There's no advantage there for them, guys. Don't worry about that. They can see that stuff. You don't need to. You're just a money sink. Usually they're just gonna suck your money off. You don't need to see the back end. It's okay. You're on equal footing. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. So as I said, I can only assume most are held back based on the lack of public participation on their socials, and maybe that's why the Discord needs to go. Maybe it's too obvious that there's so few people actually pumping money into this thing that it kind of makes sense that he would have to sell his booster box or whatever to fund whatever's going on. That the missing employees, I never heard an excuse for those. I don't know how many times that was brought up by people, but the employees or the founders and accountant and all the the legal stuff that those people that were listed on the website that just kind of poofed. We don't know. They won't tell us that. They know that information though, so you know what? But it's okay. It's okay. Equal footing. No advantage there. Okay, slide time. It's slide time. We got these beautiful Discord slides. Apparently these are going to be a thing of the past. I can only imagine why. You don't want Rattle making videos and showing exactly what everything is said here. So here we have Tanito, who points out the fact that Earl is the one that sent me some screenshots. And you know what? If Earl wants to use the platform, he's welcome to do so. But I think it's important to hear all sides of things, and I think that's why it was important that this Discord existed. Maybe not so important if they're just going to ban people that disagree with them or that believe anything that I say. Again, if you want to believe me, believe me. If you don't, you don't. I said this was a bad idea from the beginning. I personally wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but if you guys want to stick your pole in it, then it's your money. It's your money to lose. All right, so Earl says, I'm also in his Discord. We chat and still waiting on these answers as well. So we got Karn coming in here. Karn's not usually in there, which is kind of interesting, but he's here now to answer the Slab Shark questions. Since I guess Karn is the Slab Sharker, Slab Shark's the consignment company. The consignment company that you probably shouldn't consign with because they don't get that many views, especially if you're sending stuff to auction. Make sure if you're going to consign things, make sure it's worth it. It's got to be an obscure item, otherwise just sell it yourself. If you're doing this with Pokemon stuff, I would highly suggest something like TCA Gaming, not Slab Sharks. Especially if you're in the US, you're going to send your items to Canada. There's a risk there with import and everything else. Them going through the package and getting lost, and then it's going to sell in Canadian dollars on their eBay account with 1,000 feedback, which is hilariously low for somebody that's doing consignment services. They wanted to make it sound like it was big numbers, but it's not. Our eBay is up to 1,200 they're up to 1,200 feedback in a year, not 10 years. Okay, all right, good work. So you're saying that you're only around for a year. The account was probably just a personal one that was used for 10 years, maybe. And then it's not. I'm sure there was some sort of feedback on there. Otherwise, the account would only be a year old. Quite certain it didn't say it was a year old. We're also the highest grossing sales account in all of Canada since Consignment started in June. Sweet. There's a reason for that, probably, if it's even true. The fact that why the hell would you want to sell in Canada? The market is tiny. There's people that are going to buy in the US that only want to buy from people in the US. The shipping charge is going to be higher. You have to worry about customs, and then the people that are selling also have to worry about the conversion fees for bringing those Canadian dollars over into US dollars. So there's a lot of reasons why no one, including myself, including anyone else in Canada, I would not suggest doing a consignment service, starting a consignment service, or using a consignment service in Canada. I'm in Canada. I know selling on eBay is a pain in the absolute butt. Most of the people that are buying from the people in Canada are from the US. The population is just ridiculously larger. The market is just massive compared to Canada. Not saying that you can't sell things in Canada, people in Canada, but at the same time. Also, there's a lot of sports stuff. In this case, where Canadians primarily probably want to focus on hockey cards because there's more hockey fans than there are of the other sports. It's just kind of how it works when it's cold here, when hockey is kind of the biggest thing. Anyway, enough about that. Do not, whatever you do, unless you hate money, do not open a consignment service in Canada. It's dumb. It's absolutely dumb. Earl EP, why am I blocked from the live AMA? So here Earl is asking Avic why he's blocked, why he's got kicked out of the Discord. He got kicked out of the Discord because he sent me some pictures. That's why. If you send or post any DMs, post any pictures of what's going on, of the questions that are asked, it's them asked. There's no modification of these. It's just straight up screenshots of what their answers are for the many concerns that I guess those don't have to be addressed anymore because they're not going to have a Discord, as we'll find out. You shouldn't be. What does it say? So it seems like maybe Ryan was the one that blocked Earl. We have no way of actually telling, but either that or Avic is kind of pretending that it wasn't him. Again, I tend to believe that it was probably Ryan that did the old blockeroni. If you're associated with Rattle Pokemon, don't you dare post in here. Don't you dare show them what we say. It's definitely not public information. Earl says, why did I get booted from the server? Where in the rules does it say anything spoken about in there is a top secret mission? You guys don't like answering my questions, and it's shady. I agree. It is very shady. All right, we have some information here, sort of not related, but if there's anyone else that can to speak to this, please leave some comments down below or reach out to me if you're seeing anything that's shadier than I already see with my shady sensing eyes, my shady sense. Holy crap, just checked LMP for the first time in a long time. Pika PSA 10 is down to 0.027. Ask with someone trying to unload 500,000 tokens. Punk is down to 0.019 as well, question mark. Almost zero movement on anything, probably been like that for a while. I do not understand how this platform is surviving. They must be absolutely burning through investor money. I have 21,000 left in assets on the platform that I would gladly move for $4 grand. So this kind of speak to how bad it is on getting your money out of there. So even if they want to match your money, do not put your money in. In my opinion, you should not put your money in because you're going to have a hard time taking it out. Even if the stuff does not go down, you're going to have a hard time getting it out. And then what? They're just relying on the fact that you give up on it. At this point, I'm just assuming that money is gone. Such an incredible promise. As I've always said, I applaud anyone who tries to live out their dream and quits their job and tries something new. The collectible market just can't sustain this anymore. There was so much promise at the beginning, and I think so much ball dropping in terms of taking care of VIPs and early adopters. Havoc has literally been the MVP of BS, maybe. But I mean, that's the thing. It's not like he can make anything right if the whole company is kind of flawed in every way. This place, and I can't believe he's only 20 years old or whatever. Yeah, well, it seems to be that he's the only one that's actually answering questions on a regular basis, and the only one that doesn't seem to lose his cool when there's criticism of the platform itself. He has an incredibly bright future, super level-headed, intelligent, positive, and great with people. I'll never forget those first few weeks when we were buying and selling everything in the 0.25 to 0.60 range and higher. It was so much fun trying to get to the next tier and seeing the leaderboard. I was so naive and trusted all of you that we were going to the moon together, crying laughing face, but losing a ton of money or having money tied up, that is not liquid, irony intended, takes a toll on people. To all my OGs, peace and love. So that's the thing too. It's just like liquid marketplace, but that's just it. I don't know why they even ever called it liquid marketplace, because it's definitely not liquid when you have to rely on other people to make decisions with you, to vote on decisions, to wait for that. Then if it's sold at auction, you got to wait for the auction, and then they can't give you a timeline of when the payout from the auction is, even though they should be able to. If you're going to partner with platforms, if you're going to sell on your own eBay, you should know exactly when the payout cycle is, and be able to update the users on that. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's bad enough, like the collectibles in general, if you own them yourself, they're more liquid, but they're definitely not this difficult to sell off. If you decide you need to sell something, you can, with the right price, you can sell it right away. Takes a toll on people. To all my OGs, peace and love. Part 2 is up, says Mini Chuck. All right, here we go. We got Ryan's going to chime in again, and guess what? He's going to blame it on the market. It's the market, guys. It's the market. The entire market is down from where it was a year ago. This is an absolute known fact. Regarding portions of ownership being sold for cheaper than market value, those opportunities have and will be bought by people who understand what the utility of what liquid marketplace is. I don't think there's any utility. To be honest, I think it's a lack of utility. I think it's a hassle. I would not put any amount of money in there, even if they matched it 1-to-1. It just would not be worth it. It just probably isn't ever going to come out. You're going to have to jump through 69 hoops while 69ing a clone of yourself to get your money out. Like, we've seen countless complaints from people saying that they can't get their money out, that they tried, that they applied for it, that they sent the credentials, and then Liquid will like give them an approximate timeline and blame it on their bank, etc. And then they'll end up getting it in Canadian dollars or something, and have to convert it, and then have to pay the conversion fees. But then they don't get to choose the way they choose the conversion fees, and it can't be in crypto because that would make too much sense, being a crypto-based platform. But it's not a crypto-based platform. They just wanted to use the buzz from the crypto part of it, because sometimes the crypto is not even applicable because they want to save on gas fees. So like, God. All right, you want to own a portion of an asset without buying 100% of it. You don't need to. You absolutely don't need to. Telling everyone out there, you don't need to buy part of something. Buy something you can afford. If you can't afford the entire thing, there are lots of other options, especially when it's 100% or a portion of something that's very overpriced. When you create a new Guinness record for your purchase, and then you sell it off based on that price, it's who's gonna beat that price? You can do exactly this here. Expanding into other asset classes is what will naturally occur. First with art from up-and-coming artists with a lot of potential, to high-end collectible cars. Is this going to be just Ryan like painting shit? It's got to be, right? I feel like that's bound to happen. We're going to have Ryan like painting with his feces or something, like rolling around in it. To high-end collectible cars, and of course real estate. I see Discord being a massive echo chamber of negativity, especially the people in the Discord. I'm sorry to break it to you, but those are probably the people that are most engaged. I'm not seeing really much engagement elsewhere. I would assume that the 18 people that applied for your 69er raffle giveaway, those are probably the people that are in there. So like, if the people that are most dedicated to it, the people that are actually put money into it, are negative and being negative, and it's an echo chamber of negativity, especially when almost half of what the people showing up to the Q&As and stuff like that are actual like LMP employees. That seems weird to me, that it's so negative that you can't handle it. Especially when Liquid is not in control of what people do with their ownership, or what happens to prices of assets around the world. Not in control of what people do with their ownership? What do you mean? You mean what they do with their ownership of the like Toki Wokies? We will continue to improve, upgrade, and make our platform easier and intuitive for users that wish to buy ownership in physical assets. No. All feedback to date has been actively taken into account, and developers have been nonstop over the past few months putting those new designs, withdrawal systems, and any other feedback we've received into the product. Why is that? Why is there no withdrawal system in place? That should be like step number 1. Deposit and withdraw. Like, and you have the fucking nerve to call it Liquid Marketplace when you don't even have a proper system to withdraw money. Holy shit. Things take time, and we won't be rushing anything for anyone. You should have said that from the get-go, and no kidding. You will rush to take people's money, but you won't rush to pay it out, apparently. For those that understand, great things take time, and a transition from beta to full release takes a lot of work. We appreciate you very much and can't wait to grow with you. Hearty hands. Oh, you pinned the message. Yeah, I guess when you come in that infrequently, it's best to pin the message. Oh my goddess says, any update regarding number 17 fractional owners being able to vote on the 2 proposals for the original DAO? Voting ends in about 4 days. So you get something with voting ending in 4 days, and it's not clarified what's going on. To add to this, I would also suggest having someone on your team interact with NFTs listed on the platform when needed. At the moment, I see they are all in supposed cold wallet, which is the best thing for safety, but some require to use them for extra utility and rewards. Like Oh My Goddess is saying regarding the original number 17, probably the best to have another hot wallet and move the NFT there when they need it to be used to sign transactions to vote, for example. I also talked about this with Avic, since I mentioned to him that for the other deed, you get rewards if you attend the first trip demos. 2 already happened. The next one is this year, Q4 confirmed, probably in December. Next 100k deeds will be given to active participants. There will also be future usage cases with apes, the punks that is listed on LMP, etc. Would be cool to see the punk in the other side, since the model is already made. This could also happen this year or early next, but not yet confirmed. Oh my god, fuck, I hate NFTs. Tonito says, to an extent, I do agree with you. Ultimately, with a novelty, there will always be somewhat of a peak in interest, especially if the premise itself opens doors, but the reality comes behind retention, and that's the main difficulty when a product isn't an end product quite yet. It should be an end product at this stage, I do agree, but ultimately there are multiple improvements that could be made with the platform itself. I do also agree with LMP Ryan to an extent too, as the markets aren't quite hot right now, although I do believe the downfall is also due to the lack of retention and ongoing issues with the platform. Well, yeah, if people are losing money, they're going to leave for that, but also if they can't withdraw their money, they're not going to put more money in. Or even if they get their money back and it was a hassle, they're not going to do it again. Why would you? Sounds like a headache. It's not a finished product right now, thank you, and it's normal that issues will be mentioned various times here until they're resolved, as some people genuinely do care about the platform beyond the withdrawal issues and their funds. I do believe that LMP does have its place, especially with the potential it has as a platform. Good things do take time, but timeliness viewed as excessive definitely have got people to cut ties with the platform and just dump tokens to hop out. I don't agree that Discord is an endless echo chamber of negativity, but actually gives the team the feedback necessary on what to do. No, they just want you to deposit money. They don't care if you have issues with depositing money. Well, they do care if you have issues with depositing money. They don't care if you have issues with any other aspect of the platform itself. Improve. The louder, the more repetitive, the more important it is to people, and the more it should be considered a priority. That's just it too. You're probably not in the Discord unless you genuinely care about what's going on. So them just dismissing it as like a negative echo chamber is the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. Sandman, joined here because of Rattle's videos. Let's see what this is about. Careful with that, you might get banned. Mini Chalk says, welcome man. Sam says, thanks Mini Chalk. Mini Chalk, if you got any questions, send them here and someone will answer. Probably not for long. Discord, Kenny Powers. Discord is an endless echo chamber of negativity. Sweaty smiley. Won't be rushing anything for anyone. Sounds like the users who are upset with the way things have been handled are more of an annoyance. How's those giveaways coming along? The originals WL, the premium merch, the sneakers. So here, as you can see, they promised like 69 things. And clearly they can't even have the platform up and running when they first introduced it. So like, how do you think any of that's really going to happen? Mini Chalk says, haven't gotten anywhere. The collabs with high-end users? Nothing. Surely they can understand the frustrations and lack of trust now. Avic says, hey, I paid for the premium merch already, just waiting for the call to go pick it up. After that, it'll be shipped out to everyone. I do understand the frustrations with that. As soon as they call me that it's been produced, I'll drive it over and get it. Check with 99 Originals. Yeah, definitely check with the stuff that is the human centipede of Logan Paul projects. Where Oh My Goddess has been updating everyone with information from the Originals Discord. The original team is working on that. Giveaways have been great. I mailed out the LP signed slabs and to the 2 of 18 people that signed up for it. 1 in 9 chance of winning. All you had to do is suck some Liquid Marketplace penis to get entered. I mean, Google review. Google review incentive. Wink. And Henry Daddy's Diamond Prize. Oh my goddess. Yep. If anyone has questions regarding originals, I would be happy to help. I have a question. Why do they exist, and why do people still have faith in them? Avic, Liquid Marketplace, says that this one is a bit up in the air, although it seems like one of the less predatory. If it wasn't mixed in with everything else, then maybe it wouldn't look as bad. I just have zero faith in any of these projects at this point in time. Anything that's NFT, crypto, partial, fractional, dogs, there's no reason to even touch it, any of it. Avic Liquid Marketplace. This one is a bit up in the air. A user's card was sent to PSA in October and is still being graded. Once it is returned to us, we will be working with the user and listing it if they are. So like, there's a high-end user that like their card was sent to PSA, and that's the like be all and end all of your collab with high-end users. Working with the user and listing it if they are still inclined to do so. That will be up to them. Unfortunately, the PSA wait times isn't something we can control, and the waiting standards can be different for individual versus group submitters. So the wait times are not that bad right now. I would imagine if it's like a really expensive card, it doesn't make any sense that they were submitting it as a group submitter, but okay. And this is one example. Yeah, apparently they promised multiple high-end people would be featured, so I don't know why they're waiting on just that one in particular and using that one example. Sorry, Avic, this wasn't aimed directly at you. So even then, like, you got the most passive, like, pussy-footed questions here that like they immediately like back down. You know what? You guys are right. You're definitely doing the right thing with this platform. You're definitely not making it difficult for people to get their money out, and it's definitely it's the market upsetting people, guys. It's not the platform, it's the market. Sorry, Avic, it wasn't aimed directly at you. Alan P. Ryan, oh, he's chiming in again. Avic is part of the Liquid Marketplace team. Comments aren't just directed to a company, they're directed to team members that including Avic. He's part of the family, guys. He's part of your family. Our intention is simple. We want to provide a place for people to co-own assets. I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't want to co-own assets, especially not on a platform. Whatever happens with other projects and the state of the world is not our priority. We are solely focused on building the Liquid Marketplace platform, which is what we are doing every single day. So no, you should have built the platform before you put it out. And I don't know if you're as much building the platform as you are just trying to hide the fact that it's very few people using it. Again, in my opinion, guys. As for merch, the merch store is live. I made the decision not to advertise it. What? You have a merch store, but you didn't advertise it? There's a Shopify logo at the bottom of our website where you can access the store if you are interested. Okay. That's kind of weird. You would think that that's like free advertising, right? If people are like really excited about Liquid Marketplace and want to have that stupid swirl on their chest, then they can do so. Currently, 90% of users from the beginning are dissatisfied, not with prices. Defense constantly gets brought up when it's rarely the issue that's being expressed. There's been multiple things advertised, then taken away, multiple requests being ignored, 0 new users or volume, and you seem fed up that your customers are frustrated over these facts. I hope you can turn it around, because I truly believe the idea of fractionalized ownership is a good one. I'm out, guys. Chat via the DMs if you feel like it. All right, we got Avic here coming back, who says, everyone, hello all. We have integrated with a new payment processor and are looking for 25 people to test it out. If you are interested in testing the provider, then we will 100% match your deposit up to 50 USD. So if you deposit $50, you get $100 in your account. If you deposit $5, you get $10. You must use the credit on the platform, but you can withdraw it afterwards. So you have to pay the fees. And then how much of that do you get to pull out? And then how long does it take to pull it out? This sounds like the hardest $50 that anyone's ever going to not make. If you are interested, please send me a DM. If you are selected, I will give you instructions on what to do. So if you're selected, all right. But please, for the love of God, I am not suggesting that anyone does this. I think it's a quick way to lose 50 USD, in my opinion. TP hockey cards. I am interested. So here we go. We got Henry Daddy. I'm interested. Loading. Sage Master. I'm interested. Calbo says no thanks. Quincy _777 says IDM. So like how payment processor, how is this something that's being implemented at this point in time as well? If you're gonna change it over, it's weird that you need like an incentive. Like are they maybe they're hurting for money and they need these $50 deposits to happen to get people back interested, invested in having stuff on the platform at this point in time. But weird. It's weird that you're gonna match $50 deposits, but again, he tried to do a box break on the founder's booster box, his personal booster box, to make money for the platform. Okay, Henry Daddy, our mini over here got distracted by more money and missed some fine print details. Is okay. The school system has trained us and trained this into us. We learning. Are you able to see my withdrawals going through, or I need to change my details? Yeah, no, your withdrawal is probably fucked, and that seems to be the case with a lot of them. You'd have to email support for that. They can tell you it's been processed and it's left our system. Then it's about waiting for your bank to receive it, which takes a day or two, and then you either have it or your bank put it on hold / bounced it back. Haha. Yeah, there's constantly issues with getting approval and withdrawals. You never see, I've never once seen somebody post, oh, I'm having a hard time depositing money. They'll take that every day, all day. Getting it out, different story. Epic says, haha, up to $50 only, but yes, you can spend the credit, sell it, then withdraw fully. I think as it is now, whoever signs up, RNG pick 25, still better odds than 10. It begins. Again, all these little giveaways for the very few people that are interacting with this stuff, see this, I would argue is not really a giveaway, because you have to deposit the stuff and withdraw it. So by the time you're paying fees and by the time you waste a bunch of time trying to withdraw it, you're not making any money. If I deposit $1,000, okay, this is at the up to $50. I guess this is out of order. So people were getting said to do not put $1,000 in there. Don't put $50 in there. I wouldn't do it. I don't think you should do it. Again, it's your own money. If you want to do that, do it, I guess. Anything about the auction system in the Discord live? I wasn't there. Nah, Discord live, I didn't have a whole lot of progress. No kidding. What happened was pretty interesting. I'll just say someone got banned at the end. Oh god. It was quite a Q&A. Makes sense overall though, so I am not knocking it. Overall, I still like to keep contact with good people here regardless of user and or staff. Learned plenty in a few months. Tonito's doing 52. God damn, man, people just, they don't learn. They absolutely don't learn. So here we have Pig Slaughter, who says, if the Discord gets shut down, can we just make our own server? Crying face. Rather than closing the Discord, can they just stop new people joining? Why do they want to shut it? I don't know. Hate or something. Wasn't at the end, so don't know. Ryan mentioned having messages on the LMP 2.0 platform. As for this Discord, close it off and rename it OG LMP Beta or something, so no new members. It makes sense. If LMP does not manage it anymore, then I guess transferring ownership of the cord over to one of us OG. So you're going to have messaging on LMP 2.0. You don't have a proper system to withdraw money. You have a terrible system for selling items. You have no timelines on when people get paid out on items, but the priority is having messages on the platform itself. It's because Discord itself is too negative. You don't want these money pigs to hear what anyone says outside of the platform itself. You gotta have that false sense of lock them in. Don't let them hear the outside opinions. Fry Bry, As an honest KSI fan, this has nothing to do with it. Anyway, what we're looking at here, we have this is the beta platform. We have Ryan, who is going to go on about how they're going to make a mobile app. So the platform itself is flawed in every single way, but you know what they need? They need a mobile app. That'll solve the issues. People, 75% of people use it on mobile, but and I'd like to see the percentage of people that had a hard time withdrawing their money, and the percentage of people that lost money on this absolutely ridiculous platform. I think there's something else here that he goes into. It's like they're going to improve support. They have questions, answers. Isn't that what Discord is for? But no. Then now you can talk to support. So then people can't criticize together. They can't think together. They can't. And then other classes. So like, just in case you didn't get shafted enough with your collectibles, they're going to move into artwork and fractional shares of real estate. So it seems like isn't that like a timeshare? It's like a timeshare, but you don't get to use it for that portion of the time. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Take care of each other out there. Love you. Join the Discord. Bye. I should also note here that this post has been up a day, and there's 4 comments, clappy hands, and some flame emojis. Keep that in mind. There's tons of people using the platform, but only 4 accounts commented.